Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting educational episode of Sankofa Inner City Cultural League After School Program. I am Ms. Kristen, and I am here today to talk to you about some life skills training. Yay! I know everybody's excited about that, right? So today we left off last time talking about communicating and assertiveness and how to how to solve conflicts within you and your group, your family, your friends, peers, things like that. So today we're going to talk a little bit about self-image and self-improvement and how you feel about yourself. So I'm going to start off by sharing a video with you. This video is called The Reflection in Me, and it talks a little bit about self-image. I want you guys to watch this first, and then I'll talk to you a little bit about self-image, how it develops, how it affects your behavior, and how to improve your self-image. All right, so give me one moment. You guys know it takes me just a little over average time to share my screen and get all this together, but bear with me. My fingers working all fast today. Okay. All right. And we are a go.
I like being you, said the reflection in the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I blushed. Me? Yes, you. And by the way, you have wonderful eyes. I blinked, astonished. I do? Absolutely. They sparkle like stars on the darkest of nights. I gazed downward. Thank you. Your eyes sparkle too. Sweet of you to say. You have a marvelous voice. I gently whispered. You really think so? Of course. You sound as joyous as a songbird, whistling in the trees. And you have a magnificent smile. I sheepishly grinned. Well, Mama always says, start every day with a smile. I agree. Your smile is as bright and cheerful as the sun in the sky. And you are quite smart. I took a step towards the mirror. I do try very hard. You sure do. You're as brilliant as a rocket scientist. I like that you are friendly. I leaned in closer. It's very important to be nice, you know. It sure is. You're as peaceful as a butterfly. And you have a lot of courage. I raised my head high. I auditioned for the school play today. Outstanding. You're as brave as a lion. You're a fantastic dancer. I spread my arms wide. Watch how fast I can twirl. Around and around I went. Amazing. You're as graceful as a dolphin gliding through the sea. I plopped on the ground, giggling as the room playfully spun around. And you have a terrific laugh. Thank you very much. Your chuckle fills the air with bubbly joy. But most of all, I like your heart. Your kindness is as beautiful as a rainbow. I stood up and walked towards the mirror. To me, you are perfectly perfect. I gently pressed my hands against the glass. I like being you. We smiled in unison. I like being you too. I want to be you forever.
All right. Thanks for watching that video with us, guys. So I like that video. I think it's very important to talk to yourself and tell yourself how amazing you are and all of your different wonderful qualities. We don't all have the same good qualities, but we all have some good qualities. It's very important to remember that, to recognize that within ourselves, and to keep complimenting ourselves, just like we would compliment our favorite athlete or celebrity. Like, oh, their shoes are awesome. Look in the mirror. Ooh, look at how I matched my outfit up today. I'm doing it. Yes, girl, my hair is it's kind of laying right today. It's doing its thing, really. Like, look at my eyes, they're twinkling. I love that. Yes, Kristen, you're doing it, girl. Do it. Yes. Do that with yourself every day. Whatever it is that you like about yourself, whatever you love about yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself about yourself all the wonderful things that you love about yourself. Because I can guarantee you, if you've ever made a mistake or you've messed up in life, you're down on yourself. You're like, oh, darn it. Why would you do that? Oh, that was stupid. Oh, I'm so dumb. Or I'm so this, or I'm so that. So if you can say those negative things to yourself, make sure that you always say at least twice as many positive things to yourself. Remember that, guys. All right. So, self-image and how it develops. What is self-image? The term self-image is how we see ourselves. It's the image that we see, or the mental picture that we have in our heads about ourselves. Um, a lot of this has to do with things that has happened in our past. It could be experiences, it could be successes, it could be failures, it could be what others have told us about ourselves. Um, One thing that I do want you to remember is to not let anything anyone else says to you negatively affect you. So if someone thinks something negative about you, that's their business. How someone feels about you is absolutely none of your business. How you feel about yourself, that's your business. That's what you need to worry about. You don't worry about if someone thinks you're not a good skater, or you're not a good basketball player, or you're not as intelligent as you would want to be. That's none of your business. Don't worry about what they think about you, because at the end of the day, it's you that's going to have to deal with you and all of your successes. Anything that you have to work on or practice with, it's you that's going to have to put that practice in, not anyone else. So don't think or worry about what anyone else is saying about you or to you about yourself. All right. So your self-image is generally what people feel as though as a reflection of themselves. So how you feel about yourself is your self-image. It matters. Sometimes people don't always think about themselves, how things really are. So their self-image is not accurate. So I could say, I am a horrible basketball player. That may be true. It it is true right now, but it doesn't have to always be true. So what you think about yourself that may be a weakness or would be considered something, I don't like to call it weaknesses. I like to say something that we would have to work on. Anything that you feel about yourself is probably not as bad as you think. So we're always our worst critics. We are our own worst critics. And I've heard that before when I was younger. I never really quite understood it. But it's so true, because we look at ourselves and we say, oh, I don't like the way my lips are looking today. I don't like the way my clothes are fitting me today. Other people in the street may think you're the most beautiful thing that they've ever laid their eyes on. But if you don't see that for yourself, then your self image is a little distorted. So you need to always make sure that your self image is not distorted. You're not being too hard on yourself. Okay. So it's very important that you see yourself accurately for two important reasons. One reason is how you see yourself. It affects how you behave, what you do, and how you do it. So it also affects how hard we try at things. So if you think that you're good at sports, then you're going to try harder, which means that you'll become better at sports. If you think, oh, I stink at something, then you're not even really going to try, and then you're not going to get any better at it. The second reason that your self image is important to when you're accurate about it is that it affects how good you feel about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, then you're more confident, you're more successful, you're more satisfied, you do better in school, you do better at work. People that have a lot of confidence in what they do they're more likely to do better at what they do. A lot of people that see themselves in a negative light, they don't tend to smoke or do drugs or drink alcohol. If you're feeling bad about yourself, usually a lot of times that will kind of project onto others. So if I'm in a bad mood, if I feel like I'm having a bad hair day and my clothes are not fitting me right, and I just look a hot mess and I'm just all over the place, I'm probably not going to be my best self. I'm going to be talking to myself all day. This is a horrible day. This day sucks. It's horrible. And oh, what are they looking at? They better get out my face. And then I'm going to be projecting my energy onto others. It's going to be a very negative energy, and it's not going to be confident. It's not going to be positive. A lot of times when people smoke or drink a lot or do drugs, it's because they don't have a positive self-image. They don't have a lot of confidence. And so when you do these things, when you smoke cigarettes, then it makes you smell bad. It makes you more at risk for getting diseases. Then when you get these diseases and you're smelling bad and your teeth are turning yellow and you're spending all your money on cigarettes, then you're feeling even worse about yourself. If you're doing drugs, a lot of times people feel better when they're getting high. But the one thing about things that go up and get high is they have to come down. So you're feeling bad about yourself. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get high with these drugs and I'm going to feel better for the time being, and then I have to come down. And when you come down, usually it's a crash. Just like with sugars, caffeine, you experience a crash. And that crash that you feel, it's like I'm all the way up here, and then all of a sudden I have to drop down so quickly and so hard that now I feel even worse than I felt before I had this caffeine or this sugar. So you know that you've experienced that with sodas and candies and things like that. Imagine that times like 1,000 with a drug or alcohol. Okay. Um, some ways that you can improve your self-image. So a lot of us have a pretty good general self-image. Um, one person might be good at something, even though nobody is good at everything. Everybody is good at something. So you might not like certain things about yourself, but I want you to focus again on what you do like about yourself and kind of cultivate those things. That's very important. Um, Never form a negative self-image about yourself after one or two bad experiences. So if you have a bad experience, like say you are out in public and you fall and you embarrass yourself, don't feel like, oh my gosh, you're such an embarrassment. How could you do that? You're so horrible. I can't believe you did that in front of everybody. Don't feel bad about yourself, because honestly, those people probably won't even remember it in a week. It'll be somebody else that fell or somebody else that did something that's got their attention. It's a continuous cycle. It happens to all of us. It's kind of like a rite of passage. Everybody's got to embarrass themselves at least a couple hundred times. Well, maybe not a couple hundred. Maybe that was just me. I don't know. But I'm okay with it. Now it's like when I embarrass myself, I don't even feel it. It's just like, oh, okay. They'll be over it. Just like I'm getting over it now. They'll be over it. So don't get down on yourself about a couple negative or bad experiences. Second, you should take stock. So look at yourself realistically and identify your strengths. And again, I don't like to use weaknesses, but identify things that you need to work on. So look at things that you love about yourself, compliment yourself about those, keep working on those, identify things that you need to work on. So you still be gentle with yourself. Don't be like, oh, you're so horrible at math, you stink. I'm not doing great at math, so maybe I'm going to log on between 3 and 5, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to the Inner City Cultural League after school program for some math tutoring from Mr. Williams. Yeah, that was a shameless plug. Y'all see that? I'm pretty good at shameless plugs. I don't mind. Come on, join us if you're bad at math. Mr. Williams will get you right. I can guarantee you, because he's kind of helping me a little bit, and I'm horrible with math. So, and this has been a long time coming. All right. The third thing to improve your self-image is to work on developing a more positive self-image by setting goals, achieving these goals. So set small goals for yourself. Don't expect anything like this grand goal that's supposed to take on average 10 years to reach. Don't expect to reach it within a couple months. Be realistic with yourself. I have this huge goal that I want to reach. What are some small steps that I can take to reach that goal? And then kind of work on those things. If you write it down and you can check it off of a list, it makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing things, because you are. And you need to take stock in what you're accomplishing and acknowledge those things. Be accountable for not just the negativity in your life, but the positivity, the things that you are doing better at, the things that you are accomplishing. You always want to take stock in that. Okay. So I have some homework for you guys. I'm not going to check it because I can't, but I would if I could. I want you to describe yourself, and I want you to write down some adjectives for yourself. So I am, and I want them to be positive things. So get a piece of paper and just write down, I am brave, I am strong, I am wonderful, I'm friendly, I'm enthusiastic. Things that describe you as a person that you like about yourself. Just 3 things. You don't have to keep it to 3, but I want you to at least do 3 things, okay? And then I want you to do a list of your strengths and things that you should work on. And when you look at your strengths, I want you to kind of have it balanced, or more strengths than weaknesses, or things to be worked at. So if you find that you're doing a list of things that you need to work for or work at, then I also want you to have an equally long, if not longer, list of things that you're good at. Because believe me, if you think long and hard enough, you are good at so many different things that you don't even realize on a day-to-day basis. All right? Work on those things, and I will see you guys next time. I don't know what we're going to be talking about, but I'm sure it will be exciting for me and hopefully for you. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for coming to another episode of Inner City Cultural League virtual edition. I am Ms. Kristen, and we have been discussing communication. So we've been discussing nonverbal communication, verbal communication, informal versus formal communication. And as of lately, we've been learning about very nonverbal communication with Mr. Williams with our American Sign Language classes. So today I want to talk about communicating in an assertive way. Being assertive is basically stating your position and being strong and confident about how you feel and relaying that to others, which is extremely important, especially if you get into situations where you feel uncomfortable. It could be around friends, it could be around peers or adults, anyone really that you feel uncomfortable expressing yourself around. You do still have a voice and you need to be heard. As long as you're being respectful, then you definitely should assert yourself. So again, we have our trustee, life skills training. This is Dr. Gilbert Bobvin, who has given us some great tips on assertiveness. So when you're being assertive, one thing that you should really try to practice being assertive about is how to say no. A lot of people have problems saying no because either they don't want to hurt someone's feelings, they don't want to make people upset with them, they don't want people to not like them or think that they're corny or stupid because they're saying no. So a lot of people, and it's not just children or teenagers, it's some adults that still have problems saying no to people. And that's quite all right. But we're going to try to give you some skills today on how to say no and be heard and respected when you say no. So the first thing you want to do when you say no is state your position. So you tell the other person how you feel about something. So I've gotten into the habit of just saying no and not really explaining myself, but it took me a while to get there. So when I first started to say no, because I used to have a problem saying no to people, and then I had to get to a point where I got more comfortable with it. So I would explain to them, no, I can't do this because either, I had prior engagements or I don't feel comfortable doing something. Whatever your reason is, then you have to be confident and let them know, no, I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. No. All right. Stating your position and stating your reason are two very similar things. So when you state your position, you're going to say, no, say, if I want to borrow something, if someone wants to borrow something from me, I want to borrow your earrings. My earrings are very near and dear to me. You guys like my earrings? These are things that I love. And no, you can't borrow my earrings. State your reason. No, you can't borrow my earrings because they go into my earlobes and that's a little too personal for me. It's a little too close, you know? You want to borrow my sweater or something, that's a different story. But my earrings, nah, can't borrow my earrings, no. Be understanding if it's an appropriate situation. So help the other person to understand your point of view, understand their point of view as well, though. So I got these earrings for maybe, I don't know, a couple dollars. You can't borrow my earrings, but I understand that you like my earrings because I like my earrings. So what I'm gonna do is I can think about getting earrings for you as a gift that look just like mine, then you won't have to borrow mine. So be understanding. Don't be cruel about saying no, but be very firm and confident when you have to say no. Another way, another area that you have to be assertive is when you make a request or you assert your rights. So if you're asking someone for something, you have to be assertive. If you're making a request, then you want to tell someone what the issue is and what the solution is that you want to come from it. If you want a situation to be changed, you need to let the person know that. So you would inform the person of what you would like them to do. Ask them for a favor if you want to ask for a favor. Try not to ask for things that would make you uncomfortable yourself to give to people. So if I say, no, you can't borrow my earrings, then I'm not going to go and a week later ask you, oh, I love those earrings. Can I borrow them? So you have to be fair in what you're asking of people. And when you draw boundaries, you have to make sure that they're fair boundaries. How to say no. So when you say no to someone, again, try not to be cruel about it. Try not to be mean about it. We don't want to be disrespectful or offensive, but you do want to be firm. You want to give good eye contact. You don't want to yell at people. No, how dare you want to borrow my earrings? But you can be like, no, but be firm about it. No, you can't borrow my earrings. But here's an alternative situation that we could use. Or you want your facial expression to show that you're still approachable, but that you are confident in saying no. Your body position, your body posture, your body language. We talked about verbal and nonverbal communication. This is a time when you want to use nonverbal as well as strong verbal communication. Okay. And if it's say it's someone who gets violent when they can't get earrings and they ask me for my earrings, I'm going to want to stand a certain distance back from them when I say, no, you can't borrow my earrings. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you're saying no to someone and you kind of know their disposition, you're not putting yourself in harm's way. But you don't just go along to get along, ever. You don't say yes to someone just because you don't want them to hurt you or hurt your feelings or make you feel a certain type of way. There are some refusal techniques that are taught in this lesson as well. Refusal techniques, ways of saying no. So you can say just a simple no, or no, thank you. If someone is offering you something that you don't feel comfortable with, you don't have to take it just so that they'll like you. You can say no, no thanks, or no, that's not really my style, or, I don't do that type of thing. No, nope. You can give an excuse. You can say, nah, I'm in a hurry right now. I have to go. If you feel that you will be threatened, or if you feel that maybe you will be ridiculed on the spot, you can make up an excuse if you feel like that will get you out of the situation a little bit easier. No, I have to go right now, or no, I can't smoke because I'm trying out for basketball next year and I need to be healthy. That's not an excuse. That's a justification. It's a real reason. You want to change the subject sometimes. So you can deflect the situation, which means to divert their attention away from what it is they're trying to push onto you or ask you for, and turn it into something else. So say someone offers me, I don't know, a beer, and I don't want to drink a beer. No, thanks. Hey, did you see the game last night? And then start talking about the game, especially if you know they're a sports fan, they're immediately going to be like, oh yeah, the game. And then they're going to be thinking about something else. If their attention goes back to that after the conversation, just keep repeating yourself. You can still say no, even if you've already said no once. Don't feel like you can't say no more than once. I say no to my children all the time. Don't worry about it. It gets easier the more you say it, okay? You can walk away when you say no. You can say, nah, I'm good, and then just walk away. Then that way, I mean, if they're going to chase you down with something like, hey, wait, come back here, then it's like, all right, now we need to have a conversation about this, because why are you so into trying to get me to do what you want me to do? What's going on? Like, now we can deflect the conversation and be like, okay, well, what is it that you want me to do? And why do you want me to do this? And how does it make you feel? And, you turn it around on them. You can give them the cold shoulder. You can ignore the person. The book says to avoid them or ignore them. Stay away from a situation where you feel like you may be pressured at some point. Or if you feel like the people that are going to be in that situation are into a certain type of thing, you kind of want to stay away from that crowd. It might seem like they're your friends at the time, but people who are into bad things or things that make you very uncomfortable, eventually, if you continue to be around those people, it may get you into a situation that not only makes you uncomfortable, but could also affect your life in the long term in many different ways. So always remember, it's okay to say no. Don't feel bad for saying no. The more you say no, the easier it gets. And be strong, be confident, give eye contact, believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. All right. And next time, we will be talking about resolving conflicts, because when you say no to people, sometimes there's going to be a conflict. So I want you guys to practice saying no. Don't say no to your parents, though. Okay. Say no to, say, a sibling asks you for something. Say no, but not in a mean way. Try to deflect them. Say, no, you can't have my lollipop, but I have this piece of chocolate and I don't really like chocolate. You can have this. So I want you guys to think about that. Is there anyone that wants to share a way that you can say no and not hurt your friend's feelings, but also get your point across? Any of our students want to volunteer and share?
You could say no and then make a joke after.
That's a good one. Yes. And I try to do that sometimes. I try to lighten the situation up. So I'll say, no, you can't have such and such, or no, I'm not going to do such and such. But then I'll follow it up with a lighthearted comment or a joke. And that is awesome. Thank you for that one. So next time a child of mine wants something, I'm going to say no, and I'm going to make a joke. That's awesome. Anybody else?
You can wait for until April Fools and then say no, and say April Fools. So yeah.
That's awesome as well. You guys are on a ball today. Very good. Anyone else? No? All right. So I want you to think about that. Even if you haven't said anything today, I want you to think about ways that you can say no that will make it easy for you to say no, but still let the person know no. All right. Until next time, and we will be talking about conflicts next time, and how to solve problems and stay cool during a conflict, because a lot of times if you're a little too emotional, then you lose control of the situation. It's always best to be in control of your emotions. That way you can kind of control where the situation is going. All right. So we'll talk about that next time. Until then, you guys, stay safe and stay happy and healthy. And remember, no.